He doesn't want all of Ukraine. He wants access to Crimea back. So, okay, so I'm going to read straight from the transcript. It's just kind of choppy about Crimea. Look, Putin has been trying to have peace with America for a long time. America doesn't want peace. America, unfortunately, because really what he said was that, there would be agreements made with the Bushes, Condoleezza Rice, all of this. But then it all changed because they aren't the ones in control of America. The intelligence agencies are. There was none of this going on under Trump, none of it. But then Poroshenko, right, is that his name, who was the former leader of Ukraine, he was pro-Russia. So Putin was fine with that. Fine, we're good. He's not some dictator. I'm going to take it over. No, Ukraine's part of Russia. It'd be like them, it'd be like somebody trying to, it's NATO and our intelligence agencies coming in there, America, saying, no, we want Russia. We want to control it like we've been doing everywhere else in the world. We need to just stop it and get honest with ourselves. And stop letting there's something that has to be done about the intelligence agencies. Putin has wanted and has made agreements to peace, and then it's us, because of our intelligence agencies, that want to keep a war going. Why do you think they want to do that? Because the military-industrial complex is drunk with wanting to go to war. It's great money for those bastards, okay? It doesn't help anybody else. It doesn't help America. It doesn't help these other countries. But it sure as shit serves the few generals that are corrupted as hell, along with NATO. So they always have to make you think Putin's a monster. They have to. There's always got to be some monster outside this country, except all I see is the monsters that are in this country, in the corporate world, treating their employees like slaves, putting people in danger, employees, no matter what industry you're in, cutting your staff. Everything I see where the enemy is in this country. Putin was fine, but what happened is Zelensky, who is literally an actor, for those that don't know this yet, Zelensky, who is running Ukraine, he literally is an actor. Look up some of his dancing. He literally was an actor put in place to be the new face once Biden got in. And then, all of a sudden, none of it was going on under Trump. And then it starts up. Once Biden's in. So this is kind of choppy. Let me try to read it. It says here, that's right. In the end, they just told us to get lost. I'm not going to tell you the details because I think it's incorrect. After all, it was a confidential conversation. But our proposal was declined. That's a fact. It was right then when I said, look, then we will be forced to take countermeasures. We will create such strike systems that will certainly overcome missile defenses. What the miscalculation is CIA did its job to complete the coup. I think one of the deputy secretaries of state said that it cost a large sum of money, almost $5 billion, but the political mistake was colossal. Why would they have to do that? All this could have been done legally without victims, without military action, without losing Crimea. We would have never considered to even lift a finger if it hadn't been for the bloody developments on Maidan, because we agreed with the fact that after the collapse of the Soviet Union, our borders should be along the borders of the former Union's republic. We agreed, but we never agreed to NATO's expansion and, moreover, to NATO bases there without any discussion with us. For decades, we kept asking, don't do this, but do that. And what triggered the latest events, firstly, the current Ukraine, is the leadership declared that it would not implement the Minsk agreement, which had been signed, as you know, after the events of 2014. The United States and its satellites in Europe That is how the situation has developed, and that is how it looks now. But what is part of um, what is denazification would mean is that I want to talk about right now. It is a very important issue, denazification. After gaining independence, Ukraine began to search, as some Western analysts say, its identity, and it came up with nothing better than to build this identity upon some false heroes who collaborated with Hitler. Yeah, that's, I remember he was talking about this, how they literally have they put Nazi people on a hero list. So Putin's not okay with, like, that they praise them. That is dangerous. Let's just face it. So it goes on to say here, to build up this identity upon some false heroes who collaborated with Hitler. I have already said that in the early 19th century, when the theorists of independence and sovereignty of Ukraine appeared, they assumed that an independent Ukraine should have very good relations with Russia due to the historical developments. Those territories were part of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, Poland, where Ukrainians were persecuted and treated quite brutally, as well as were subject to cruel behavior. There were also attempts to destroy their identity. All this remained in what is now known as Bandera, which it was those people who were made national heroes. That is the problem, and we are constantly told that nationalism and neo-Nazism exist in other countries as well as, yes, they are seedlings, but we approved them and other countries fight against them. But Ukraine is not this case. These people have been made into national heroes. In Ukraine, monuments to those people who have been erected, they are displayed on flags. Their names are shouted by crowds that walk with torches, as it was in Nazi Germany. These were people who exterminated Poles, Jews, and Russians. A concept, I say, that Ukrainians are part of the one Russian people. They say, no, we are a separate people. Okay, fine. If they consider themselves a separate people, they have a right to do so, but not on the basis of Nazism, the Nazi ideology. Can anybody really disagree with him on that? Absolutely not. He's dealing with crazy people in Ukraine, our intelligence agencies, because that's who's crazy. Yeah, something needs to be done about this. He is fine if Ukraine wants its own identity. He said that. But he's shown that he's okay with that because he didn't go after Ukraine when Trump was in office. Because Poroshenko, the leader that was before Zelensky, he was pro-Russia. But part of this is there's plenty of Russians that they don't want to be under that ideology. So I'm going to say, I think we need to stop putting Hitler on this monster list, okay? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I will sooner believe Putin than I will our intelligence agencies or media.